Welcome to Dump It or Pump It, guys. This is, of course, where we discuss what's going on with, in this case, of course, Torchlight Energy, right? I mean, you guys realize it was a massively big dump, and it didn't start out as such. So that's one of the things that most people have to understand. Unfortunately, this was not how it was meant to be. At least it didn't start out as such. Although I think some people have said all along that perhaps that was the intended deal. But it's true. It has officially begun now. Just so you guys understand, it has begun. So that's not very good. Very, very upsetting, just so you guys know. Very, very upsetting. It is what it is, right? So guess what? The dump is on, as they say. Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Last night we had a good discussion about it. It was really, really depressing because, at the end of the day, it's not what you would expect. And you just wouldn't hope that would happen. But it did happen. So now we're in the middle of it, and we're trying to find out what is going on, right?
Dump it!
And it's just a real shame because, man, I was really amped up about how this thing was starting off just the first couple of days, only to realize that, well, not good. But guess what? This is just how things happen. It's not that big a deal, all right? It's not that big a deal. It could be worse. I don't know. Right now, I'm very frustrated, but I'm looking at the ticker, right? The live ticker, and to be honest with you, it's just terrible, okay? If you're seeing what's happening, the demise of this stock in real time, it is absolutely appalling. Right now, it's what is that? 5:14 in the morning, right? And it's $6.23. It started out like at 6:14, 6:15, 6:20. Basically, what I want you guys to take away and know and realize that this thing is definitely going down hard. The first thing to remember is, by the way, if you guys want to call during the show, it's totally cool. The phone number is up on the screen. Which is, of course, 678-322-8708 during the live discussion. All right, so this is a live discussion that you guys can participate in. Would love to have you guys going. All right, so look, this is what's going on right now, because this is, by the way, absurd. As far as I'm concerned, it's absurd, and I cannot believe that this is actually happening, but it is happening. So the dump has begun. And by the way, I'm the first person that will tell you that that's not a good thing. This is not making me happy at all. I was hoping to ride the wave, okay? So I was in it, and I was able to actually make $1,000 on this thing yesterday. But I got out in time, just in the nick of time, and towards the end of the day I would have had huge losses, but I turned it into profits. Now, what I want you guys to know is that, unfortunately, these things do happen. And, of course, more and more in today's environment, this is going to be a theme. But it's going to be a theme with basically companies that are on the weaker side. You know what I mean? And so I don't want you guys to necessarily get worried about it, right? This is Torchlight Energy. You're talking about 4 employees altogether, and it's a 4 years defunct company. So that was a dead giveaway. But still, how they pulled off the filing, right? This offering of the $350 million. I mean, that's crazy. Okay, I was just shocked when I heard that. I'm sure you guys were too. As a matter of fact, as soon as I heard that, the first thing that I was thinking was,
dump it!
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, there's no other choice except to
dump it!
Guys, look. You got to just know when to cut your losses. What I'm saying is that it's going to go downhill, and here is why. Okay? You have to understand what the anatomy of something like this actually is. So yesterday was the cutoff at 4 p.m. Okay, we knew that. Now, a lot of people are very excited about the potential dividend. But let me ask you something super seriously. And by the way, very, very seriously right now. Can you actually imagine a defunct company doing a merger, right? And all of the pieces look good on paper, but the reality is not what you guys think it is. There is a reason that this is a small cap, micro cap company. It's a micro cap, right? But what companies often utilize are the tools that they have, which is a $300, $400, maybe $500 press release, and you could do a serious And in our case, the entire community, right, on Reddit got taken for a massive ride. That was just completely uncalled for, just so you guys know. And I'm watching all the videos because, obviously you got to be in tune with what's going on. So you got to have your ear on the streets and just know where things are going to go. But man, oh man, I was shocked when I found out during the day what has happened, what ensued the night before. And so right now, what you can do is, if you got into this thing, obviously in the 3s, the 2s, the 4s, the 5s, well, 5s, you're not safe. 4s, you might not be safe because remember, the day before the big pump, this thing closed at 375, and then the Reddit crew came out, right, the Wall Street Bets, and went ahead and started the pump. And it went to, I think, what it was like 480 or something like that, right around the 5 range like last week, right? So then comes the most amazing thing. They come out with the dilution, right? That was the first tip-off. Guys, we should have been tipped off, right? And I say we because I was in it too. And I was looking for an entry point. As a matter of fact, the day when it opened at 480, it dumped down to 430 right away, and then the news came out of the dilution, right, of what's about to happen. Man, that was just super, super scary, right? Not into it in any form or shape whatsoever. I do not condone it. I get very upset when I see the dump and pumps, but for me, it's very important that you guys understand that the dump and pump, the reason they do it is because it's easy cash. Remember, when a company goes to the market and gets funding via an offering, what that means is that they're not on the hook. Now, a lot of rumors right before this whole thing went down for the last couple of days was, oh, guys, they can't dilute anymore. You cannot do any more dilutions, and you're going to have a whatever. It's going to be totally safe. And then the truth is that it doesn't work like that. Once you do a dilution, that's not going to be safe, generally speaking. In the case, point in case is, of course, AMC, right? The gorillas, the ape community, went ahead and embraced what Adam Aaron did. And the reason they did that was kind of obvious, because he was willing to come and talk to the apes via trades, right? And that was really cool. Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to call during this live stream, it's cool. If you guys want to share insight, I put you right here during the podcast. This way you can have your voices be heard, not just seen as a comment on YouTube, for example. So I need you guys to be really, really mindful, right? Because it's just, oh, God. 678-322-8708 is the in-studio number. By the way, this is a live stream coming straight out of Montego Bay, Jamaica. So it's like not a thing that I'm still with you guys. I'm an ape myself, and I'm a long shot. I'm always a long holder or a scalper, or a swing trader, but I'm never short. I just don't do shorts. There's no reason for shorting as far as I'm concerned. However, I do consider it very healthy. So I'm not going to say it's not. It actually is very healthy. All right, well, look, man, oh, man, the dump has officially begun. What does this mean? Where is it going to go? Today, you can look for the stock to go most likely into the 5s, possibly 4s. The dump down. And by the way, the option chain, if you see, is very, very negative outlook. It looks like everybody's betting that by next week this thing is going to near zero. And we have to keep in mind what this is all about. Both companies that are merging here, right? Torchlight and Meta. Basically, what's happening there is the potential could be there theoretically, but in the reality, I smell like what I think I smell is just some bad doo-doo here. I personally do think that it's not going to turn out good, and most of the shareholders are going to be left on the hook. Because of the dilution, it now would appear most likely you're going to have it's not going to turn out good. I know there's a lot of anticipation. Oh, my God, it's going to be incredible. Look, because of the 3 billion barrels supposedly that they have of oil, you guys got to keep in mind that Torchlight only owns like 75% of that, or has rights to 75% of that. So right off the bat, it's not as easy as you think. And of course, they bought themselves some time by doing what they have done, which is, of course, extending everything till the 30th for the merger. Now they're saying, which is really cool, that they're going to pay out on the 25th. But of course, the proceeds from the assets, I don't know that it will go that quickly. It would be really nice if it did, but let's be honest with ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. What's the likelihood after what they've pulled, right, thus far, that this could actually become what we think it's going to come? Look, at this point, it's now becoming a very, very obvious dump story. And that's why, I'm personally not upset by it because I get it. I see this all the time. This is not a thing that you don't see. This is how it is, right? So, guys, if you're an investor, what can you do now? Well, it all depends on where you got in. I don't know what your entry point was. I would exit personally out of this thing and save whatever I could because this thing is going to dump down, and I don't see it coming back up ever. But if it does, it's not going to be for a long time. The only way that would happen is somehow the merger creates a new entity that is going to somehow make profit. And listen, I also hear a lot of the rumors. Don't think I don't. I understand what's going on. A lot of people are thinking, okay, so this is going to be the most incredible merger because the rumors that are swirling around in the community online is supposedly Meta has a deal with Tesla. All right, well, that would be very, very cool, but I'm not going to hold my breath. You see, the way the dilutions came, completely backstabbing us investors, that was already a tell-all, right? That's just, you got to just be realistic, guys. This is how it all works. And it's sad. But it's very much a reality, okay? So right now, we're holding, a lot of people are hodling, and I don't, again, right now, I am on the camp of just dumping this thing right now, saving what you can, and you can always make up your losses, right? You can always make up your losses, guys. So what I say is,
Dump it.
there's no reason to hold on to a stock that can't perform. And this is not going to be able to perform. I'm sorry.
Dump it.
Now, I know you guys are
Dump it.
thinking that I'm a very negative Nancy, but the truth is that I'm not a negative Nancy. I'm a realistic Ronald, so to speak. And the reason I say all these things is because I've been there as an investor. I was there in the 2008 crash. That was heavy, right? That was really, really heavy. I thought it was awful. I was not happy about it. So I lost money. I also made tons of money. So it's one of those things, guys. When things go awry, it is what it is. I wouldn't really sweat it. Okay? Things could be so much worse. All right. Well, look. Let's go ahead and I'd love to hear from you guys, by the way. You guys tell me who is the next dump or pump that you guys are seeing out there, because I'd love to see it. Of course, I'm always engaged on a daily basis, and I'm constantly scouring the internet for new stuff. And this morning, I'm going to do one as well. I'm going to go ahead and check it out and see what's going to happen. So, look, at this point, I would say that the rest of the week is going to play out not in your favor if you're long. If you're short, and you shorted this thing, even right now, you're probably going to do a lot better. The reason is that at this point, there is no reason for buyers to come to the table. So volume is definitely today going way down. The less the volume, the less the momentum. And once the momentum disappears, it's going to get ugly. All right. Now, I'm not trying to create panic, but if you basically divest yourself at a time like this, you will probably come out okay, lick your wounds, it is what it is kind of a thing. I wouldn't be discouraged, and I certainly wouldn't give up. You don't need to do that either, right? You can come out of this. Again, there's opportunities every day in the market, so there's no reason for a freak out and a panic. But I can see right now the action on the stock. The fact is, right this minute, it is at 627. Barely any volume, so the dump down is going to get really ugly during the Slaughterfest. I call it the Slaughterfest. You see, now that you can't get the obviously you're not going to be entitled if you buy this thing today or tomorrow or the rest of this week. So no one's going to be just buying it because of that reason. Maybe for a potential merger, because people are going to think the fact that Tesla might be involved. I wouldn't hold my breath over that, because where are these, like, what's going to be the new business model? We don't know anything. They haven't really disclosed anything other than there's going to be a merger and that it was approved. That's fine. But you're talking about a defunct company with one that's claiming something that we don't know anything about. So I'm always very cautious. I guess it's good to really err on the side of caution, and then you have less to lose, right? That's all I'm trying to say. If you guys want to call, I'm very happy to talk to you guys. 678-322-8708 is the in-studio number. Always looking forward to it. By the way, in the comment section also, let me know what it is that you guys are seeing today that I could do an analysis on and tell you if it's going to be a pump or dump. Because, man, this could happen. This is already happening now. As very, very depressing. I was hoping this was not going to happen. But, you know, when you expect something so badly, this actually does make sense, right? Everybody was so... just like AMC, everybody's thinking that the pump is going to keep continuing, which I'm sure it will. I do believe, because on that one you have 80% or maybe 100% of the float that's owned by the apes. That's incredible. Oh, man. So that one is good. And I get into AMC regularly. I make money with it as a swing trader on that, right? I do love it. There's nothing wrong with that one. But Torchlight isn't the same. This is not held 80% by the apes. And that's the difference. All right, well, you guys, I'm very sorry to tell you that Torchlight, unfortunately, you should definitely
Dump it.
But, you know, the truth is that
Dump it.
if you dump it now, you can still save some of your money. And by the way, I apologize to anybody if you're offended by this. Clearly, that is not my intent. The intent is for you guys just to understand that sometimes things are going to take a dive, and when that happens, you need to navigate it, you know, in real time. Everything is happening now at such an enormous speed. Oh, well, that's it for today's episode of the Dump It or Pump It, for this morning anyways. There's probably going to be another live stream later on today. We're going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do this twice a day. Once in the morning and once in the evening, just so that way we can sort of gauge the flow of real-time data. As always, I'm never happy to tell you that something is a dump. I'm very happy to tell you when something is a pump, because when there's a pump, of course you can profit from that. I'm Oliver del Camino. And by the way, anytime you guys want, if there's a live stream, you can call me in the studio at 678-322-8708 is the phone number. And I'll get you right in. And we can, you know, have a great discussion, hopefully, about the current topic. In this case, it was Torchlight. And later on today, we'll see what is on the radar. There's always a new pump and a new dump. And it's every single day. So I love that. You guys have a great one. I'm signing you off now. I'll see you next time.